everyone. This is the video 41 of Database Management's question video series. In the previous video, we started a special video set about relational algebras. In this video, I'm also going to continue that part. So without further ado, let's go into our question. Here's the first one. Write relational algebra query to change stock table to inventory. Okay, in the previous videos we used selection and also the projection methods, but in this one we have to change the uh, name of a relation, a already existing relation, to another name. So in this case there's a method called renaming. In relational algebra we can use that query to rename this table. So the symbol is the Greek symbol rho, and this is the syntax for that query, and let's see how we are going to do that one. Okay, in this area we have to mention the new attribute name or the relation name. In this case it's the uh, relation name, so I'm renaming it to inventory, and the old or the source uh, relation should mention in this area, so we have to name it stock. So we are changing the stock table, the name, to inventory. Okay, and this is the answer for this question. And let's move on to the second one. Okay, use the user type table used to store user types in the columns of that table. Change the name of the column called user type ID to type ID, and the name of the column called user type name to type name. Write the relational algebra query required for that. Okay, again we have to use the renaming method. So let's see here, we have to change, this time we have to change a relation, sorry, a attribute name. Not only one attribute, we have to change the name of two attributes. So in the user type table there's a attribute called user type ID, and we have to change that name to type ID. Okay, so we can mention the attribute name. We are not going to change the relation name, we are changing the attribute name. So the first attribute name is, we are changing the user type ID to type ID, and then we can separate the next attribute name with this comma, and after that we are changing the user type name to type name. Okay, and as the source relation we have to mention the user type table. So user type table, and this is the answer for the second question of the question 41. Now let's move on to the third one. The brand table is used to store product brands. You need to change the name of the table to product brand. In the column of that table, you need to change the name of the column called brand ID to BID, and the name of the column called brand name to BName. Write the relational algebra query to query required for that. Okay. In the previous question, uh, we changed the attribute name, and the first question we change the uh, relation name, but in this question we have to use both of those methods. We have to change the uh, relation name and also the attribute name. So let's see how we are going to do that one. in this new relation or attribute area, I'm going to name the table first. We have to change the brand table to a product brand. So product brand like this. And after that, within these brackets, we have to mention the attribute names. We are going to change the brand ID to BID, and then the brand name to B name. Okay. And as the source relation, we are changing these details of the brand table. Okay. And this is the final relational algebra query for this task. And let's move on to the last one, which is the fourth question. There is a table called GRN item to store the selling price of the product, the price at which of the product was purchased, and quantity of the product. You need to separate the columns product ID, quantity, unit price, selling price from the table. The name of the columns in the table should be changed in this way. The column called product ID needs to be PID, the quantity column as Q, as Q, the unit price column as Q unit, and sorry, PQTY, the QTY column as PQTY, the unit price column as P unit price, and the selling price column as P selling price. Okay, we have to write a long uh, and complicated relational algebra to solve this task. So let's see how we are going to do that one. Here you can see first they uh, told us to separate the attribute names. We have to we have to change the names of these uh, relations, attributes, and after that also we have to separate these ones. We have to show only a specific set of attributes. So we have to use this projection method first, and as the input for this projection method in the relation area, we have to uh, do the renaming part. So let's see how we are going to do that one. First, I'm going to change the relation area. In the relation area, we have to change the names of the uh, these selling prices and unit prices, like that. Those details are stored in, let me show you the database quickly. Those details are stored in the GRN item. You can see the product ID, quantity, unit price, selling price, and stock ID, like that. There are some unwanted attributes too, but we have to show only a specific set of attributes. So uh, I'm going to do the renaming part first. Here, this is the Greek symbol rho to represent the renaming method, and then within brackets, we have to change the names of the GRN item table. The product ID to PID, and then the quantity attribute to uh, PQTY, and the unit price attribute to P unit price, and the selling price to P selling price. So these are the changes we are going to do to this GRN item table. Let me scale this one down. Okay, and after that, okay, let's scale this one quickly. This is a very long uh, query, and we mention the relation, sorry, attribute names that we need to change, and now we have to mention the source. So the source is the GRN item table. Okay, now we can do this one real quickly. Okay, and after that I'm going to mention what are the attributes we need to show as the final output. We have to specify uh, some attributes. So the first one is the product ID, and then the quantity QTY, and then uh, unit price, and after that selling price. As the projection, we have to mention the original names uh, of this GRN item table, and this will be the final output and the final query for this question. Okay, and that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in a next